You know, I've worked with John Lewis, met him several times. I've worked with many members of the Black Caucus and many progressive Democrats, frankly, on the idea of criminal justice reform. So I think I have a good relationship with him. But I would also be one who says, and I do appreciate what him being a civil rights icon, but I would also say that that doesn't make us immune from criticism or debate. So John Lewis isn't in a position where there can't be a healthy debate back and forth because he's a civil rights icon, shouldn't make him immune. But I would say that instead of this bickering back and forth, what I'd like to find out is how we can still do criminal justice reform. And I've been talking to Democrats about how we get more Republicans on board. I was disappointed we didn't get it through, you know, when President Obama was in. But I think there still is some chance to reform some of our criminal justice system, and I'm willing to work with John Lewis and others on that.
Just a last question on this, and then I want to get to Obamacare. I think one of the things people are taking issue with is not the question about whether John Lewis is immune from criticism. Obviously, he's a partisan Democrat, and he said presidents like Trump is illegitimate. Certainly lots of room to criticize there in terms of what he's saying a few days before the inaugural. But the question of describing his district as crime-infested, urging him to focus on burning inner cities, and referring to this man, who you refer to as an icon, accurately, as all talk, no action, I think on Martin Luther King Day weekend, I think that struck a lot of people as a little tone deaf, including many Republicans.
Yeah, but I think it gets one-sided sometimes. In Jeff Sessions' nomination hearings, there were 3 African-American legislators, Cory Booker, John Lewis, and I think Cedric Richmond came forward and decided to testify against Jeff Sessions. But there were also 3 African Americans who had worked with him and known him for years and years who testified in his favor. So I think we shouldn't, when things involve race, it gets very, very sensitive. All of us, or none of us actually, want to be considered to be either racially insensitive. And so it's a very, very important subject. But I think we shouldn't ignore that people are partisan. So John Lewis is a partisan. I have a great deal of respect for him, but he's a partisan, and I disagree with him on issues. I should be able to honestly disagree with him and not have it all come back to I have no appreciation for civil rights icon because of this. And I think that's the part that I think sometimes unfair in this.